Hey guys, glad to have you guys all here. It's a pleasure. My name is MK. In case you haven't seen my email yet, I'm product manager who is in charge of our new console. And I'm super excited to announce this because it took a long time. Every single minute we spent on it's totally worth it. And it took us a really long time to actually ramp this up. And then we finally shipped our new console to public beta last week, together with a couple of side accomplishments. So I'm very excited to share the news with you guys. And later today, I will be doing a quick walkthrough of our new console and hopefully get you guys excited. If you haven't tried it yet, please do. And if you have tried it, please let us know what you think about it. So here's a quick look of the new console looks like. A couple things we changed visually. It's very different. It's more modern. Also, it's more consistent internally here and there. You can click this red try new version button from the old console at any time to start using the new console. And there are two areas we really wanted to focus on when we are designing this new console. The first area is performance. As you guys probably all know that when people start to use treasure data more and more data will actually get ported into treasure data. And we have more users, more data, and a lot more comparing to when we started this console almost like three and a half years ago. These days, customers probably have seen this little spinning wheel saying please wait a lot in the old console. The architecture wasn't optimized for this large amount of data. And frankly speaking, 3 years ago, there are not a lot of technologies out there in the market that really helps people to handle this amount of data. So we focus a lot on performance. And in the duration, we even built up two things and all open sourced by our company or our lead employee who built those things. It's React Virtualized, and then there is Redux Search. You can read more about it in the blog post. Basically, that help us to actually use a smart way to handle elements in the console so that you never feel the console is as slow comparing to the old console. And hopefully you see the spinning wheel less and less frequently in the new console. Now, the second thing we focus on is usability. We do know that the day-to-day user of our console, most of them are probably data analysts who's trying to figure something out about their own data. And we recognize that, and we also recognize that with the old console, in order to do that, they actually have to oftentimes open a lot of tabs at the same time, trying to track things from tab to tab and have a lot more page views than they really should to accomplish tasks. So we notice all those. In the new console, although the sections are fairly similar with the old consoles, in each of them we spend a lot of thoughts and time to design so that users no longer have to open up a lot of tabs in order to accomplish tasks. Hopefully you can accomplish most of those just within the context. So those are the two areas we focused to improve, and now I'm very excited to show you what it looks like. And in my demo, I'm going to show the following couple things. The first way, I'm going to show you guys how you can upgrade to the new console from the old console, and I'll showcase a little bit about how the performance has improved using one of the search scenarios. And then I'll demo how to write a query. Eventually, I'll show you guys the new revamped utilization chart. And last but not least, we'll give you guys a sneak peek of what's coming next for the console, being the connections UI. So here's our demo. I'm going to do a little side-to-side demo today so that you can really see the difference between the new console and the old console. So here's the old console. People are probably familiar with this. You see this big red button over here. If you haven't clicked on it yet, please do so. I assure you the new console is going to really make you happy. So assume I click through, I see the new console, and when I opt in, any of my old console URLs would be redirected to a new console equivalent. For example, if I do console treasure data jobs, it would be automatically be redirected to the right page in the new console. Now, if you really have something that you don't like about the new console, I hope you don't. But if you do, first let us know what happened. And if you really have to go back to the old console, click on your own profile, and there's an option here say return to old version. And now you will be landing back into the old version. So that's how you opt in and opt out into the new console. We hope you never opt out, but please let us know if you have any feedback, and we hope to keep everyone happily in the new console land as long as we could. Now let's do a quick comparison of how daily jobs could be affected with the new console's design. Here's a list, a database list. People are probably familiar with this, and there's a search functionality here. Let's say I want to search for our database called console. I'll try to type really quick, but you'll see like there's noticeable lags in response time of the console. So if I type CO, you see the character pop up one by one. Each one probably takes like half a second for the result to actually refresh and come up. So it's not really good. And when you delete the characters, you see the same thing. It takes time for it to actually refresh. So we use a new technology called React Virtualize to help us to mitigate that. And we also build Redux Search on top. So it's a full-blown client-side search library. So right now, instead of doing just DOM text match, we actually have an index. So same query, if I search for CO, instantly I got the results of all the database that matches that description. If it's console, I can delete them really quickly. It's very responsive. And that thanks to the new technology we used and open sourced for a new console. So definitely check them out if you're interested. Now let's say we wanted to create a query against a database. Hopefully most of you guys are very familiar with. So the sample database. And let's query against the NASDAQ table. So normally, how we do it is basically you have to open up this table in a new tab while you query this database. And in this database, you're querying against it. Okay, cool. So you will be bouncing back and forth between these two tabs because when I say like, hey, select star from NASDAQ, where, okay, now I don't know the column names. Now I don't know the values of it. I have to go back to another tab to really look at this, see what I'm querying against and decide what my query looks like. Let's see what the new console looks like. Same thing. Let's search for sample database. And we're in NASDAQ. Let's query against this. So as you see instantly, we actually get the table preview within the context of the editor. That's what we're calling. We want this query editor to be a real web-based IDE for data analysts to accomplish their data-related jobs. And I can browse through and see the values here and there, and I can easily select star from NASDAQ, where, and there's one more thing, I can actually type, say, volume. So I type VO. As you can see, we added column auto-completion into the new console as well. So you get a lot more help when you are really editing this query. Now, let's see how it looks like when we're running this query. I'm going to use this as an example. I have this pre-compiled query, which basically calculates in 2014 February, which are the biggest daily movers in the stock market. And I can run it, so I have to click this run button, and when I click it, it has to jump to the jobs page. I'll see the results. If I don't like it, if I want to modify the query, I have to click the back button, go back here, and query is somehow gone, so maybe like a little back and forth. I can click this edit query to get back to where I was. Not the most intuitive thing you would think about, and we notice that for sure, so we want to make this better for you. So let's see how the new console works. So paste this in. As you know, I intentionally leave an error in there. When I want to run this, I just command enter. The hotkey, the keyboard shortcut we enabled, and that tells you what this is. So you see, like the engine log tells you in line 5, there's some error. So yeah, line 5, the third character. This is not supposed to be here. So let me delete it. Without having to do context switch between jobs and query, I was able to actually modify and run again. Now, this time with some success. And we show you the result preview inside this console. So as you can tell, it's much smoother. And if you can recall, in the old console, we show you only, say like 100 result preview. Right now, we show you everything if the result set is reasonably sized. So if you click through and see the actual job and see the full page version of the preview, this is what it looks like. And you can actually paginate between results. So I want to go to the second page, third page, or I want to go to the last page to see which are the biggest losers, daily moving losers. A bunch of them. And some of them actually, as you can tell, lost 20%, 30% of the value in a day. So bad for these companies, but luckily this is 2014, so we don't care much about. So that's all I want to show you about this querying experience. I hope people liked it. If you haven't tried it yet, again, please give it a try. I assure you, you won't be disappointed. Now, some other experience I want to share with you is the help we're trying to offer for the people who are administrating this whole account for their company. So we added this new utilization chart. I mean, comparing to the old ones. I can bring that up for you guys as well. This is what it looks like. 3 charts. Well, first, it takes a really long time to load. 3 charts and doesn't really give you much information about the account. And in the new chart, we adapted this new framework. So hopefully we have some default charts here. And if you want some new charts, please let us know and we can prepare it to help you to really monitor like how your account is doing. Now, last but not least, we built this console not just because we want a faster version of the old console. We want to have a platform, a console platform that we can build on top of so that we can introduce you some new technology, new ideas. So this is what I'm going to show you. This is still something we're testing internally. One such thing we want to show you is connections. Right now, we actually show you all the connections we support at data connector level, and you can click through and learn more, as you can tell. However, there are also something that you see is create. So we actually want to help people to be able to create connectors that pipes data into their account without having to use CLI, without having to use YAML files. So for example, this actually is a quick demo, so I'm just going to use some random names. So name, random password, client ID, this is my secret token, login URL. Okay, so we got all the fields filled in. Let's say if I don't have this one, and it tells me, nope, cannot be blank. Okay, so I gotta have this URL. It's not very, this is like what we built basically to help you really get all the necessary information in there to create a connector. Now, as I create it, I can name it MK demo connector, and I create a connection. Now you jump to my connection page and you see this is the connection I just created. It's called MK demo, and you can start data transfers from it. So it could be one credential that one person created, shared with the rest of the team, and they can use the same connection to bring data from different table, different objects into different places in Treasure Data. Now, that pretty much sums up what I have for you guys at this new console. I hope you guys give us more chance to actually show you better features. And please keep offering us your feedback of how we can improve console even further for you.